Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Harry Potter review. So today we're going to be looking at the smallest expansion set to currently release for what is said to be the most detailed Hogwarts Castle ever. This is set number 76442, Hogwarts Castle Charms Class. It includes 204 pieces retailing for $20 in the US when it released on January 1st of 2025. As I mentioned in my review for the Hagrid's motorcycle set, initial rumors for the January wave had the titles mixed up, making it look like we were getting two minifigure sets, but instead we just got the one. I think if they were swapped and this was at that $50 price, it would have made everyone much happier and maybe even place this higher on my set ranking for this wave. Spinning to the back of the box, you get a note that this set will include one of those collectible portraits returning from last year. We also see a small ad showing how this set can fit with the larger Great Hall set, and for those of you who have the first Flying Lessons expansion that also released in this wave, this expansion fits within that section too. Opening up the box, we get 3 numbered bags to build the set, as well as your instructions and a sticker sheet. Looking quickly at the instructions, we get the same advertisements you'll see in the other sets for the Hogwarts expansions that are currently available. To begin our minifigure selection, we have Hermione Granger, who we've seen many times before in her Hogwarts uniform. This version was first seen in the Forbidden Forest set last March, and has since also come in both the Potions and Great Hall expansions last summer. We get the same head and hair we saw introduced in 2018, but what makes this Hermione unique to these sets is the skirt and leg design concept introduced in the 2022 Magical Trunk set. Like Hermione, Ron Weasley is also not exclusive to the set, having first appeared in the 2021 Fluffy Encounter set. Same head and hair as 2018 open robe torso design. Nothing too special for anyone who's been collecting this theme long term, but still a decent way to get this figure if it's your first set. The main attraction figure-wise, despite being a major downgrade to previous renditions, is Professor Flitwick. This is the 3rd time that we've gotten this version of Flitwick based on the Philosopher's Stone in Chamber of Secrets. The biggest change with the 2 most recent versions is that missing beard mold. I really don't understand why that isn't here. It was a new recolor introduced for the first version, and it works so much better than that Santa beard. We also get a new torso print with an open robe design, and lastly, the facial expression for this new one will be the same one we saw last year for the Advent calendar. Like the Potions class released last summer, the Charms class can be displayed in 2 ways. The first being all closed up, where you can see the door to enter. Opening this door will only scare you, but no matter. Unfolding the tiny rectangle, we can get a small classroom for studying charms, or more specifically the levitation charm Wingardium Leviosa. Before we look too closely at this setup, I do have to talk about how this section is made to fit with the current Hogwarts system. As of the January 2025 wave, this section can fit in one of 2 spots, the first being the middle section underneath the Great Hall. This is what's advertised from the back of the box. However, this next option, placing it under the Transfiguration classroom in the Training Grounds Tower, as advertised in the instructions, makes a lot more sense, especially when going by the many maps of Hogwarts. Back to the layout of the Charms class, we get 3 points of movement using hinge plates to give it a round curve to the setting. Above the door we get our 1 single collectible portrait. I got a duplicate of Sir Cadogan. There are 14 to collect. These are distributed randomly, so you are bound to get duplicates. I am still missing 3 myself. Next, we get a section for your students to sit, or I guess stand at their desks to practice charms. Here you'll find a brand new print showcasing the swish and flick technique to perform the Wingardium Leviosa spell. Speaking of the tile initially introduced in 2018 for that spell, it still exists today as it appeared in the first Flying Lessons set. It's really weird, I really don't know how it ended up there. I also want to highlight the sticker details on the walls where you can see lettering for various spells, or mostly charms. Though something you may spot here as well is that hidden between the spells are the names for the Marauders. Moony, Prongs, Padfoot, and then Wormtail is separated from the group. Doing some research on the filming location of the Charms classroom, a room in Harrow School, London, it can be seen that the writing on the wall was graffiti made by the students. It's hard to say if they changed any of this writing in the film, as they don't give too close a look at it, though I would guess the names of the Marauders is just referencing how students would write their name into the walls of this room. Another sticker detail for this build that's pretty cool is the house crest. I like the subdued colors, especially for this being a set based on the earlier films. The next section is a small bookshelf with some sticker details for books and replacement feathers. This section also provides a spot to stand your Professor Flitwick minifigure to watch the progress of his students. The main play feature built into the set is the flying feather. This works simply by pressing down from the back of the build to make it go up. The final section of the build features the end of the wall art, as well as a removable chalkboard. This connects to the jumper plates as storage when placing this within the main castle. But behind this we get a lovely fireplace, also decorated with some stickers to give some extra detail. Highlighting the chalkboard, we get some further instructions on the Wingardium Leviosa spell, and the swish and flick movement to perform it. So overall, I went into this set thinking it was the weakest of the wave, but like most smaller Harry Potter sets, it surprisingly has a lot to offer. The minifigures may not be too exciting, especially for those who have been collecting this theme long term, but the build is fairly decent, though small. It provides everything one could want out of this classroom. It for sure does a better job than the Transfiguration class in the Flying Lesson set. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified about future videos. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!